Hello, hello. I believe we are live, and I'm so excited to be back, you guys. Today, our main topic for the live stream is how to confidently teach online, even if you're shy or um even if you're shy or introverted. And so the thing that we're solving here is that or the question the biggest question that we're answering in this live stream is how do you actually confidently teach on camera, Myra? Like I need to go record a Zoom on Zoom, or I need to record my video lessons, or I need to like hop on Q&A session, a coaching session with my students. How do I do that? I'm shy or I'm introverted, right? Are you nervous about being on camera? Or maybe you feel awkward, stiff, or just not camera ready. But you know that you need to show up confidently to teach your online course, to promote your online course, to share your expertise and your knowledge with your audience, and to also give value, maybe through YouTube videos or through Instagram or through Facebook live streams, right? There are many ways to teach online. And so if that sounds like you, I want you to know you're not alone and I'm here to help. So let me just go ahead and quickly check the tech of our live stream. Please give me a second. Bear with me for just a minute. I am making sure that all our tech is good. Okay. Okay, I can hear myself. And if you're tuning in right now live, please let me know in the live chat, where are you tuning in from? For me personally, I am based in Manila, Philippines. So I know that a lot of my clients, a lot of my audience are mostly on the US or in Europe as well. And so, hello, friends. If you are watching this, let me know which state you're in, and yeah, what you are most excited about. And if you are team replay, hashtag team replay, let me know as well. I mean, we always love some people who may not be able to attend live, but still actually catch up because they're eager to learn. They're hungry for knowledge, right? And that's you if you're watching the replay. And so, if you don't know me yet, hi, I am Myra Kate, and I help Christian coaches, experts, authors, and entrepreneurs, perhaps like you, to create transformational and profitable online courses so you can stop trading your time for money and multiply your income and impact by sharing the message that God has placed in your heart. And in the next 45 minutes, you'll learn how to get comfortable speaking on video, even if you're a total beginner, even if you're shy, even if you're introverted, how to create engaging course videos without always needing to be quote unquote on, and the easiest way to record high quality content without overcomplicating your studio, your recording, your equipment, all of that. Stay tuned until the end because we will have a Q&A session. So if you have your questions right now, or even as I speak or as I teach throughout this live training, feel free to put your questions in the chat so I can get back to them during our Q&A session afterwards. Or you can also stay tuned until then so that you can still ask me in real time your questions. All right? And I will also share how you can get hands-on help in your course creation through our course creation done for you services, and how you can create your own course in just 30 days through our Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp. And so while you're here, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this live training with maybe a fellow coach, content creator, influencer, entrepreneur who you know also needs to hear this. All right, so um, without further ado, I would love to start, but you know me. We always start these live streams with a prayer. Actually, we started it differently this time around because usually I would do the tech and then I would do the prayer and then we get started with the live training. But I did get a feedback that it's much better to get started right away in the beginning so that for the people who are watching the replay or for anyone who are watching this in the far, far future, right? You do know what you are actually getting yourself into and that you're not wasting your time, right? And so let's pray and let's put ourselves in the presence of our Almighty Father. Lord God, thank you so much for your goodness and your faithfulness, Lord, and for always showering us your love and your grace and your mercy, God. Every single day of our lives, your mercies are new every day. Your mercies endure forever, Lord. And so it is such an incredible honor that you have given me this platform, Lord, to be able to share the gifts that you yourself have given me. Like, I will not be here with any kind of expertise, skill that I have, or knowledge and wisdom that I have if you haven't given me those things, Lord. And so, Lord, I just thank you and I glorify you for just giving me all these things so that now I can share them to the people who are watching this live or the people watching this on a replay. And I pray that they will be able to be open to the revelations and the learning and the knowledge that you intend for them to get in this live stream, Lord. And I pray that you inspire them and spark fire in their hearts, Lord, to confidently teach online, on camera, to create their online courses, and to stop procrastinating, to stop dimming their light, Lord, because I know you know that you have given them a message to share, that you have given them knowledge and experiences and life lessons to teach and empower other people, Lord, and to help other people, Lord. And it is something that will glorify you, Lord, and will lead people closer to you in the end. And so I pray that this live training will be one step for them to feel more encouraged, to feel more motivated, and to feel more knowledgeable and confident, Lord, in creating the online courses that you have placed in their hearts, that you have put in their dreams, Lord. That we delight ourselves in you, Lord, and may our desires, may our ideas, may our action steps always be aligned with your will, Lord. And also be the desires of your heart for us. I surrender this to you, Lord. I lift up everything to you. I pray this will be productive and successful. And I pray that this will exalt your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Okay, exciting stuff. Um, by the way, Um, if you are also a Christian Catholic like I do, we are still, I know I'm like upbeat and all, but like it's still a sad thing that the um Pope has died last Monday. And yeah, and we continue to pray for his soul as well as the souls of all faithful departed. And yeah, I just wanted to ask for your prayers as well for him and for all our faithful departed. And so thank you for praying with me. And are you ready? Are you ready to learn how to confidently teach on camera, even if you're shy or introverted? Because If you are, then let's get started. Part one of this live training is all about how to get comfortable speaking on video. So let's start with the number one thing that holds most people back, being on camera, right? If you feel awkward, nervous, or just unsure, guess what? Guess what, friends? You're not weird. You're human, right? Confidence isn't something that we automatically have, right? Like it's not as if you're the people that you look up to, the course creators that you look up to, the experts, the speakers, the TEDx speakers, the celebrities that you follow or that you love. It's not as if they just, came out of their mother's womb and automatically they're confident. No, it is something that we build along the way. It is something that we that are raising how we are raised before also might have affect or factor in. But the most important thing is that we can always start somewhere. If you feel right now that your confidence level from 1 to 100 is at around 40%, then good. There's a lot more for you to improve, right? There's growth opportunities, right? It's always amazing to see it that way, to not think of just playing victim and thinking, oh, I haven't really had like opportunities before to speak publicly or to practice my confidence. And so I don't really know, maybe I'm not really meant for that. Um, what if God wants to do something through you and in you? What if you building your confidence to teach on camera, to show up online, live, right? What if that what if you coming from a place of being very shy and introverted and feeling lost and stuck, like you don't even have confidence at all, to the point where you want to be, which is you're very confident in showing up online, you're teaching your video lessons just once, you don't feel like you have to re-record every single thing. What if that is God's testimony that he's writing, authoring in your life right now in this chapter of your life, right? Again, confidence isn't something you have, it's something you build. So, friends, here are some ways to start building your confidence. So, first tip, please write this down. If you have your notes with you, please write these down. First is to start small. Here's the thing, you don't have to go live or post anything right away, right? I actually, for me, how I built my confidence is I committed to a 1 year challenge where I told myself I'm going to show up every single day on Instagram stories. And I named that series calling it Yours Truly Myra Tip, your daily yours truly Myra tip or daily YTM tip. Um, Basically, I shared just one tip a day, no scripts, just pure heart, just pure me like wanting to share something that I realized that day, a tip about, because I was still like a blogger at that time back in I believe that was 2018. So basically I just committed to that. I just wanted to share my knowledge about blogging, about monetizing online, about writing as a development communication student in university at that time. I was learning a lot of stuff as well. So I just wanted to just share it. And that was my way of building my confidence. Because before then, yes, I would, be in front of a camera, but like actually talking like this, like not like how I'm doing it right now to you or with you, it's very different. It's not, I wasn't like this at all. I was so nervous. In fact, the very first Facebook group live live stream that I did was in a Facebook group where um our coach, business coach at that time, challenged us to show up online and click live, press record. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've done pre-recorded stuff, but it's so very different when it's live. Like I felt so embarrassed. I felt so shy. I felt intimidated, but but God. He helped me all throughout. And I know when I started, it wasn't perfect, but it truly helped me get used to speaking to the camera. Like I was just talking to a friend, like how I talk naturally with people in my life, right? And so, yeah, you don't have to go live right away, or you don't have to post anything right away, because you can practice with your camera, with your phone, right? And then just click record on camera and just talk and talk and talk. Um and you don't have to post anything. You don't have to post it, right? Just again, practice, and you don't feel satisfied, just click stop recording and then press record again, and then talk and talk and talk again. Until it feels like second nature to you. But again, you don't have to wait until you're perfectly confident speaking on camera for you to record your course videos, for you to show up on YouTube, right? For you to show up live. Because again, the best way that we can learn is through practice. And so yeah, like for me again, Instagram stories, right? You still can choose which Instagram story are you gonna upload, which video are you gonna upload. So that's my first tip to start building your confidence, to start small. And second is related to what I said earlier. Second tip is to practice in private. You can absolutely record videos just for yourself at first. You can set up your phone or your camera in your living room or in your kitchen or even in your bedroom. There's no audience, no pressure at all, just you, right? And you're not like challenging yourself right away to, like, in a mall start vlogging, or in a restaurant like start talking, or even like pay for such an expensive studio just to record right away in front of a camera, like with a legit professional equipment and whatnot, right? You can practice in private. That way you're not performing, you're just practicing, and it still counts, right? Are these giving you uh encouragement so far, friends? Definitely, in the chat, if you're watching live, put in the fire emoji if you're getting value so far. And third tip is to talk to one person. So when you press record, I want you to imagine yourself speaking to one person. It could be your very best friend, it could be your mom, like in your mind, or it could be your future student who you know really needs what God has placed in your heart to teach, right? Just imagine that that one person matters and that they are listening, because they are intently listening to you so that they can learn. Because you have something important to share or to teach to them, and they're so eager to learn from you, right? Just imagine that person sitting across you, right? Like the way that I'm thinking, like right now, I'm literally in front of a camera of my webcam, but I imagine it as that one person who really wants to create online courses and to show up online and to be visible, because they know God has placed something in them that they just can't help but share and teach to other people. But their worry is that they're shy, or that they're really not confident in camera on camera. So They're learning. You're here. That's you, right? And so I'm imagining myself talking to you. Fourth tip is to smile, breathe, and pause. You don't have to rush or fill every second with words. Silence is okay, right? Sometimes we do a lot of like filler words. I've learned this, because even me, I still do a lot of uh, mm, I still do a lot of that, even as I go live, even as I record pre-recorded videos on YouTube, even as I go, record my course videos or client videos, etc., etc. I still do a lot of that. Mostly, and I notice that I do a lot of that mostly when one, it's like my thoughts are going faster than my mouth. So it's like I have so many things to say, and it's like da, 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 and it's like um and then that it's like I can't process my my thoughts properly because I haven't given myself space and time to process it yet. So sometimes I've learned that silence is okay. 1, 2, 3 seconds of not doing anything while I am processing what I'm going to say next can actually be key to really seeming confident and talking confidently on camera. And that is okay, right? Like people really wouldn't mind if you pause for a few seconds, if you start with breathing first and then smiling and then letting your words land, right? Because another thing is the we do all those fillers when we we haven't yet processed what we're gonna say. And it's like we're awkward with the space in between while we're thinking. So then we think, and then you say what you just had in your mind to say, right? So again, it's okay. And you can be confident and comfortable with silence. Just smiling, breathing, and pausing. Okay, that's the fourth tip. And fifth tip is to watch and adjust. So, right, I told you about just recording, pressing record on your camera. You don't have to post it. It could just be in your gallery. That's okay. Still press record. And once you're done, you can watch that clip and see how are you gesturing? How are you speaking? How is your posture? Are you like super intimidated on camera, like you look like you're gonna cry, or you look like you absolutely hate what you're doing. And it might look like that in the beginning, and again, it's okay, right? Because we start small. And I know it can be cringy at first to watch yourself recording, to watch your recording, I mean, but give yourself grace. If God gives us a lot. In fact, not just a lot, but unlimited grace, grace upon grace upon grace. Why wouldn't we give ourselves grace? Right? We all stumble. We all say filler words. We all say a few times, a few too many times, right? That's part of the process, friends. And here's another fun tip. You can go to your favorite YouTuber or vlogger's channel, like go to you can even like do I know Mr. Beast is like super popular on YouTube. And I just um last week I was just invited to be a keynote speaker in the graduation of my elementary alma mater elementary school. So I went there and I was talking to like grade 6, you know, graduation students. So I really wanted to um relate to them. And so I was like saying, "Oh, who here watching Mr. Beast?" And it's like everyone just like popped up from their seats and they're like all attentive and they're like, yeah, I watched Mr. Beast. And so now, as I'm thinking of a YouTuber, I thought of Mr. Beast. But the point is you can go to your um favorite YouTuber or vlogger's channel and scroll all the way down to their very first videos. You don't even have to scroll. I think in YouTube, when you go to a channel, you can, sort it from their very first videos to their more recent ones, right? So you can do that and you'll see that they started small too. And they got better only with practice, only through time. I've seen my favorite, the people that I watch on YouTube, um, they started small too. Like I'm a part of the Video Ranking Academy of Shan Cannell and Think Media. And he's always so proud to show um his very first video and how it looks like and how he was speaking. It was very different than the Shan Cannell who speaks in his live streams now. But that's exactly the point, right? Our the experts, the coaches, the entrepreneurs that we follow a lot now, our favorite channels, they started somewhere. And most likely, they started small. Most likely, their videos are so pixelated yet at that point, or the way that they speak are not yet that confident, right? And they got better with practice, and so will you, friend. So let me know in the chat, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to being on camera, right? What's your biggest challenge when it comes to being on camera? For me, before, I would always think, when I was recording my Instagram story, when I challenged myself to record an Instagram story every single day to practice showing up on camera, my biggest fear was like, how will my relatives think when they see my Instagram stories? And if if they watch me like um saying or delivering tips or anything on blogging, making money online, like what would they think of me? Like, are they gonna think I'm being like an imposter? Are they gonna think like, I know Myra, she doesn't sound that way in real life? Or are they gonna think that I sound or look foolish? That was my fear. That was my genuine fear. Like, what are the people who know me in real life would think because they follow my Instagram, right? I even went as far as thinking, should I start another Instagram account where I can show up online and practice recording on camera um so that my relatives and my friends, actual like in-person friends, will not see what I'm doing. I went so far as thinking that way, and I'm really glad that I didn't do it. I didn't do it, right? Because it was just a limiting belief. And my friends now and my family now, they're also supportive because they already learned the results of my business and how I started from who I was before and where I am now. And so they think that now it's an encouragement for them that they can actually do what I'm doing as well if they only start somewhere, right? And hey, if you're already thinking, Myra, I'd rather just have someone help me map and record my course. I'd rather have, just I'd rather not DIY my course anymore and just focus on recording my course, because just recording my course takes a lot of time already. So even designing the slides, setting up the course, planning out the tech, designing the sales page and writing all the emails and etc., etc. It's just too much for me. So can I just get help? If so, go ahead and book a discovery call with me. We'll talk through the best path for you, right? It's always how we can best support you. It could be whether it be, the boot camp or a done for you service of ours or a consultation with me on how to record your course and whatnot, how to prepare for that, etc., etc. You can go ahead and book a discovery call with me at myrkate.com/discovery call and we can talk more. Okay, so you can uh chat with me as well. So that's part one, friend, how to get comfortable speaking on video. How are you doing so far? Are you still listening? Are you still taking down notes? Because we have a lot of value coming still, right? And I hope that you're going to stay tuned until the end. Again, because we have our Q&A session every time we end these live trainings. And the reason why I do these live trainings is for you to be able to have real-time access with me. You can get support, you can ask questions. Questions that I may not have um, thought about or discussed in my actual YouTube videos, right? So, come prepared with your questions at the end of our live training. Okay, so part two of our live training is how to create engaging course videos without always being on, right? Quote unquote on. So there's a myth that you have to always be bubbly and performy, and you have to be like loud and lively and like always so fun, like a YouTuber to be engaging, right? But I call that a myth. Like I'm not always, I know if you watch my YouTube videos, if you watch my live streams, you could find that there are moments during our live streams that I would be like, my energy was like super duper up when it starts and then it goes down a bit. And that's because we're human, right? So it's not true. We just need to be us. You just need to be you. So here are a few tips on how to create engaging course videos without always being on, without always being bubbly or performy and whatnot. First is you can use visuals or slides to take the focus off of you. You can let your content shine, right? That's why in recording your course videos, you have the option to just have slides presentations so that your video could just be here. Again, it's just another approach, right? You can take multi approach or multi delivery approaches in your course. Like, let's say a welcome video could be a front-facing camera video just like this, where you're talking in front of the camera and you're live and you're bubbly and your energy is up. But I know that as you record your course lessons, what can tend to happen is that there might be some times when you just feel like, can I just let my content shine? Can I just like, you know, talk maybe in audio or, they can't even see me, or maybe like my video is just going to be on the side, like a small circle. And that's okay. You can do that too inside your online course, right? That's why we use slides and visuals because, you can think of it like preaching with Canva or a PowerPoint, right? Your students won't mind looking at a visual while they hear your voice. It helps that you feel less pressure and helps them stay focused. And if you're like, um, so with with your slides, right? Like let's say it's like a visual aid during a sermon. I know of a priest that sometimes when I go to mass, like he literally prepares his own PowerPoint and he uses slides. And the slides are more like, visual aids. And so it's meant to help you as you present your message and your point and as you teach, right? But the preacher, the priest, you you're not basically the only thing that your students or your audience can look at, because they can also be reading, the scripture, reading or going through or seeing, pictures on screen, reflecting on your points or on your questions, and they can also be absorbing the visuals, right? Um, and that's why your content can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And when you're explaining a concept, you can use a simple Canvas slide, a chart, or even a digital whiteboard. This shifts the attention from your face, which can sometimes feel like very vulnerable, to your message. And the bonus here is that it helps keep your students more focused too. So, if you're like, Myra, I just need help creating, the slides for my online course. Can you do that for me? We actually do that inside our course creation, inside our a la carte services, course creation services. So you can go to myrakate.com/services to check that out. Okay, so we're moving along. Let me just um drink some water because my throat is getting dry. Okay. How are you doing, friends? Um, a second tip in how to create engaging course videos without always being on is batch record when you're in the zone, meaning you don't have to force it on your off days. That's the reason why batch recording can be really beneficial for a lot of us, because recording videos, right? Like it's a bit like writing. I know for me as an author, as a writer, I have a book, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. It's called Fate Steps: Overcoming the Biggest Roadblocks Through Success as a 20 something. You can get it on Amazon, also available on Kindle. Um, but right, like recording can be a bit like writing. Some days the words just flow, but other days it's like pulling teeth, right? So when you do feel inspired, I suggest you ride the wave. When you do feel like you woke up with a lot of energy, your hair looks great, and you're in a great mood, you're so hyped, or maybe you just had a lot of caffeine, then you might opt to record 2 to 3 videos right then, right? That's batch recording basically. You record in batches, right? Because as we like record, like for me personally, when I do these live streams every Thursday my time, but Wednesday I know for you guys who are in the United States, right? So it takes a lot of energy as well to prepare myself here. That hey, I'm going live. I should have energy, right? But so that's the point. Like if you batch record, you just do that one time and then record a couple of videos already. And then after that, you can, chill for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks, right? Because you batch recorded your YouTube videos or you batch recorded your course videos, right? So you'll thank yourself later. If you haven't tried batch recording, do it. And if you're not feeling it one day, then it's okay, right? You don't have to force it. You're building a business, remember? In your online course, you're not building a burnout cycle or a reason for you to get more burnt out, right? Um, so record when you feel energized. And that is it's how I help my clients finish entire courses in a weekend during the Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp. So in our bootcamp, right, I gave them like 3 days because every single day you have an action step. Um, a simple action step so that after 30 days, you're done creating a course and your course is basically ready to be launched. And so in those 30 days in the Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp, there are 3 days where my students, the students inside the Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp of mine, they can just focus on recording their course content. Meaning, those are the only 3 days that they worry. They let themselves worry and, bask on the energy of like, on the high energy of recording. And, if they need to take a lot of caffeine just to feel hyped and just to feel energetic, then okay. But at the very least, you know that after these 3 days, you're done recording, right? And you're not prolonging the agony anymore. So if you're wanting to create your online course, and if you want to learn how to launch it in 30 days, just in 30 days, quick and simple, right? Not fluff, not overly complicated stuff, not information, then go ahead and sign up at myrakate.com/bootcamp. Okay. So, next tip is to keep it structured. Keep it structured, friends. Every course video should maybe even feel like a Bible study, right? Like it has an introduction and then there's a teaching and then there's a recap, right? It's clear, it's focused, it's intentional, right? Um, because if you ever listen to someone just ramble with no end in sight, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And that is how you're most likely going to lose your students. That's most likely when in your course video, if your lesson videos are more like 30 minutes to an hour and it's just you rambling, and even if you're informing and teaching them something, but basically it's like you deliver it in such a super lengthy approach, they will feel bored. Inevitably, they will feel bored and they will feel um, lost, especially if there's no roadmap. So think of your course videos, your anything that you do, whether it be a YouTube video to promote your course, whether it be a webinar, whether it be a course video, a pre-recorded course video, right? Treat it as a mini journey. There's an intro, there's a teaching, and then there's a recap or closing, right? So when in the intro, you welcome them in, you set the expectation, you set the objectives. In the teaching, you dive into the main key points with perhaps even examples and visual aids and analogies and whatnot to make it more fun, right? And then recap is where you summarize and point them to the next step. So it's like a well-planned journey. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be clear, concise, and intentional. Next tip is to tell stories. Share real-life examples and personal experiences because they're more powerful than you think. Even when you don't feel on, right? You don't have to force yourself to always be on when you record. But when you tell stories and when you share your real life examples, number one, you will feel related or attached to that story that you're saying, especially if it's a story that you care about, if it's your own story, right? So you will feel attached. There's gravity to that story for you. But this is also the reason why Jesus taught with parables for a reason, because stories stick. So your audience might forget the exact framework or acronym that you used or the information or the key points, but they will most likely remember the time that you told them how scared you were to film your first video, or how a student messaged you crying after a lesson because it changed their life, right? When I first taught my early clients, I really didn't have fancy slides at all. But what I did have was real experience and stories from my journey as a blogger at that time. And that's what I used, right? And that's what made people lean in. And I don't have, my personality, I'm not a very loud person. I'm not like a super extroverted person who can charmly talk to anyone. I'm not like that. In fact, in real life, I'm like very silent. I'm usually like observing. You don't see me talking to everyone. You don't see me like super always bubbly and whatnot. Unless I'm maybe like, caffeinated. Because I love coffee. At this point, I've given up on uh just forcing myself to just drink tea and like let go of coffee. Because I just love coffee. But you see, you would probably remember that from our training that I love coffee because I told you about something that was personal to me, and because it was personal to me, when I was delivering it, there was personality to it because it was me and it was authentic to me. And that's the power of stories, friends. So think of your videos as a conversation with your future students, right? With your friends. You love telling them about stories that happened in your life that you've heard from someone, right? And you're not performing, you're connecting. So, by the way, if this is helping you, drop a fire emoji in the chat so I know that you're getting value. It really, really, truly helps affirm what we're doing here. And also at the same time, when you engage, there's more chances that YouTube is going to show this to more people like you who need what we are sharing here. So please comment in the live chat. Okay? So, um, and again, remember, if you don't want to create your slides, outline your course, or if you just need someone to do it all for you, then you can check out our a la carte done for you services at myracate.com/services. Okay. Now we go to part 3, the easiest way to record high quality videos without overcomplicating it. Here's something that I want you to take note of. You do not need a $2,000 camera or a professional studio, expensive studio, to create high quality online course content. Here are the only things that you actually just need, right? You need good light, clear audio, and valuable content. First and foremost, if your content, if the things that you are teaching are not transformational and valuable and relevant at all to your student, no matter how good your video looks, no matter how your audio sounds, they're not going to listen to it because they don't find value from it. So it's very important that you focus on the quality of your teaching, the quality of your course content, the quality of whatever kind of content you're going to put out, whether it be webinar, workshop, Zoom call, live training, YouTube video, Instagram story, etc., etc. Right? Focus on the quality of the content, the meat of what you're going to share. And then the next thing to think about is the setup. So it's the good lighting and the clear audio. So how do you, here's a checklist that you can have. Lighting, first thing is lighting. You can sit near a window. That's what I'm doing here. There's a window here that I have and a door to my balcony. So there's a lot of light coming in, natural light. And if you want to, you can also use a simple ring light, right? A ring light that you can use, you can find in Amazon, right? Ring lights are not really that expensive, so you can get yourself one. So again, natural lighting, and you could use a ring light, right? It doesn't have to be like a full professional setup for you to record your course content. Second thing is audio. You can use a USB microphone just like this thing that I'm using. Or you can use a lapel mic. Too bad I don't have my example here near me. But it's a basically it's like a simple, small mic that you can clip on here and then you can just talk and talk. Could be Bluetooth, it could be like with a wire, whatever, right? But it's a microphone and sound matters more than you think. So, if you can keep your background noise minimal. If you can record in a place where there's not a lot of like noises and hisses, and even with the aircon, because I have my aircon here, like lower the fan a bit so that the sound will not be too obvious when you start recording. So again, you don't have to be such a perfectionist. You can start somewhere, but these are just a simple setup checklist that I want you to have. Um, and the third thing is background. So for your background, when you record your course videos, you can consider having just a clean background, right? Like a plain background. But you can also choose to decorate it so that it shows your personality, it shows your branding. For me, my branding is, you can see it here, Myra Kate, here. Where is it? Here, there. Myra Kate Co. and my book, Fate Steps. So it shows my brand, right? It shows my personality. This thing right here, I'm not a green thumb. I don't have green thumb, but this is the personality of my mom. And I love my mom. So I just let her do her thing and like put plants in my house. Seriously, guys. Seriously. I just put like, I just like let her like put plants all over my place, my condominium. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. But I mean, like I kept it here because it actually really helps to add, depth to my background. Because imagine if like this has something here, like things here, and then this is plain, and all you can see is the switch that I absolutely cannot remove. So you have to bear with it on all my YouTube videos and all my live streams. I'm sorry. But um yeah, so it will look boring if I don't have anything here. So that's why I added this here. Apart from the reason that my mom wanted it here. And my mom loves plants. She just basically brings a lot of plants in my house. And she's the one who takes care of them when she's here. For me, my only job, my only duty is to water them. That's it. So for your background, again, keep it clean and clutter-free. Um, it would help if it's um relevant to your branding. So let's say your color is more on the bold, bright backgrounds, like in your website, you can see a lot of bright things. Then maybe your decoration can also be bright, neon, things like that. But for me, you know that my branding, if you go to my website, you can see that it's more like beige, like subdued neutral tones, like with a blue, like pastel tones, and then sometimes even black. So you can already see that here. And this one is like um it's like grayish blue. So it's like really relevant to my branding, right? So think of it that way. And another thing is maybe a teleprompter app. This is totally optional. I don't use a teleprompter app. I used to use a teleprompter app. And by the way, if you can also check out Riverside. I do have a video about how to record your online course and screen record using Riverside. Um, they were kind enough to sponsor that video, and Riverside, the great thing about it is that you can record and then they have a teleprompter beside your recording or your camera. So as you're going through, your podcast recording or your video recording, even your course video recording, you can go through this teleprompter app. And it's not like a separate software anymore that you can use. So it's really cool. Um, and another thing is you can just use other free teleprompter apps out there, right? You can just Google it on Google. Google it on Google. And this will help you stay on track if you use it. For some people, they're not really used to using a teleprompter app, and that's okay, right? But my note here is that you have to keep your tone natural. Because sometimes when we read things, it could sound a bit robotic. So make sure that even when you use the teleprompter app, you don't sound robotic. And then lastly, video quality. You can feel free to record in 1080p. You don't have to stress about 4K, recording in 4K, as even for your course videos. Okay. So my last note for you is that your first few videos might be rough, and that is definitely okay because you do not have to be perfect to be powerful, to be impactful. What matters is showing up. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the tech of your course, or how to organize your course tech setup, how do you even make sure that your course platforms are aesthetic and they're branded, and that they're professionally set up. They don't look like a course that someone just like made out of nowhere, then let my team handle it for you. Again, you can go to myricate.com/services to check our course creation done for you intensive and our a la carte course creation done for you services. Or you can also book a one-off discovery call with me to ask or to explore how it looks like for us to work together and what works best for you. You can do that at myricate.com/discovery call. And our services, you can go to myricate.com/services. All right, friends, we covered a lot today. I keep looking here, by the way, because I'm like checking if there's some of you who have commented or messaged a question on the live chat. So now the table is open for your questions, right? We covered a lot today, getting comfortable on camera, how to make your videos engaging, and how to record high quality content without the overwhelm. So while I'm waiting for your questions, if you do have any questions, let me know in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway? Even if your team replay, friends, feel free to let us know what your biggest takeaway is. And if you're ready to take the next step, here's how I can help you multiply your income and impact through the power of online courses. If you want us to do your course for you, meaning the entire course creation process from the beginning to the end, into so that right after working with us, you have a course that is ready to launch, that is professionally done, that is transformational because we're making sure that your curriculum is done well. And your only focus, the only time that you were actively like spending so much time on the course creation process is in the recording, then apply for our Done For You course creation intensive at myricate.com/done for you, right? From start to finish, you will get your course done in record time, in less than 3 months. And actually, our timeline for this is usually around 6 weeks, or 40 days. But for a lot of my clients, they usually take their time in recording. So that's why, our maximum length for the project. So meaning we have a 3-month guarantee for you that in 3 months, your course will be done. And if you just need a few pieces done for you, like maybe slides or designing your course materials, or just maybe your course curriculum, then you can explore our a la carte done for you services at myrakate.com/services. And if you prefer to create your online course, DIY it, but have guidance and have community, then enroll in the Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp, and you will learn how to get your course done in just 30 days without fluff, just pure strategy. And every single day, you have an action step to do. And to enroll in the Kingdom Course Creator Bootcamp, you can go to myrakate.com/bootcamp. And lastly, if you're not sure what's best for you, then you can also book a discovery call with me and we'll find your best next step together. And you can do so at myrakate.com/discovery call. All these links, by the way, will be linked in the description box below. So ask away in the chat. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm going to give you a minute or two to put in your questions. And while you're here, while I'm waiting for your questions, then please, if this live stream has blessed you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's being called to teach, but just needs a little help, stepping forward, being more confident on camera, right? It will truly help our channel, and it makes us it it helps us know that you like these kinds of content so that we can create more valuable content for you. All right, so if there are no questions anymore, then even for those of you who are watching the replay, feel free to leave your questions. Thank you so, so much for being here today. And I truly know that you've got this. God's not done with your story yet. And your course might just be the answer to someone else's prayer. They're looking for a solution, and you have the solution in your heart, in your mind, and you are able to share it to equip, help, and support others. So I pray that you do. I pray that you don't prolong and procrastinate anymore. All right. And again, if you do have questions about showing up on camera, how to confidently teach, even if you're shy or introverted, let me know in the chat. Okay. I'll see you in the next one.